Okay, so onto the section that you've all been waiting for, my YA and children's fiction section. This is the first part of the series that I have. First of all, we have the Twilight Saga. I do have the Breaking Dawn in hardback, but I don't know where it is currently, so it's not here. I have the first 3 books in the House of Night series by PC and Kristen Cast. I do really enjoy them. I will eventually get the rest of the books at some point. We have His Dark Materials by Philip Pullman. I've had these since I was like 10, and yeah, I've never really made a dent in them, unfortunately. I've started reading Northern Lights several times. I've just never really made it through them all. And then we have my Cassandra Clare books. We have City of Bones, City of Ash, City of Glass, City of Fallen Angels, and City of Lost Souls. And then we have Clockwork Angel, Clockwork Prince, and The Clockwork Princess, which I still have to read. So please, nobody spoil it for me, or I will hunt you down and do really bad clockworky things to you. Like, make you into a working grandfather clock or something. Better and the Looking Glass series. These are just the first 2 books, and these are a very interesting take on Alice in Wonderland, where the Mad Hatter has to come into real world and bring Alice back and get her to help defend Wonderland. We have the Iron Fae series by Julie Kagawa. I only have the first 4 books. Then we have Jana Oliver with the Forsaken, what are they called? Then we have Jana Oliver with the Demon Trapper series. I just have the first 3 books. I know there's a 4th one, I believe, maybe a 5th. I'm not entirely sure. Then we have the Angel trilogy by L.A. Weatherly, and I still need to devour these. And then we have my L.J. Smith collection. Yes, I am a very big L.J. Smith fan. First we have the Vampire Diaries. We have book 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6 and 7, and I believe everything after the 7th book isn't actually written by L.J. Smith. Something to do with a contract. They get to keep the name, and if they don't like what she's writing, they can hijack it and get other writers to write it for her. And that's what they did. And I have one of these Stefan's Diaries things. They're not by L.J. Smith, they're based on novels by L.J. Smith, which is a similar concept to what's happened with the Vampire Diaries books. And out of principle, I haven't bought any of the new Vampire Diaries novels. I may borrow them from the library, but I will not contribute to someone who's effectively stealing someone else's good name. Next we have the Night World books. They are bound up into they're in bind-ups of 3 stories, and the 10th one is supposed to come out soon, but there's like legal drama that's preventing its release. So we'll have to see. And then we have Dark Visions, which again is a trilogy of books, and The Forbidden Game, which is another trilogy. These were originally released by the Point Thriller collection back in the 90s. So I read some of those when I was a lot younger. Highly recommend L.J. Smith. She's a really good writer. Then we have the Morganville Vampire series by Rachel Kane, and I have books 1 through 9. We have Glass Houses, Dead Girls Dance, Midnight Alley, Feast of Fools, Lord of Misrule, Carpe Corpus, Fade Out, Kiss of Death, and Ghost Town. And I believe there are now like 19, 20 odd of these. So I'd hate to see how stretched the storyline is getting, because even by like book 5 the storyline starts to get a bit threadbare, so we'll have to see. Then I have the Beautiful Creatures series by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll. We have Beautiful Creatures, Beautiful Darkness, Beautiful Chaos, and Beautiful Redemption. I have seen the movie of this, and boy, was I disappointed. They could have done so much more with it. Like, way, way more than what they did. Very bad move, people. Very bad move. Now we have the Fallen saga series, whatever you want to call it. I do have the Fallen in Love book of short stories. I'm not quite sure where it is at the moment, but I do have it. So we have Fallen, Torment, Passion, and Rapture. Rapture is the only one I have yet to read. So please, no spoilers. Thank you. And then we have the Scott Westerfeld, the Uglies series. I am missing Pretties, which is the second book. I do have it, I just can't locate it at the moment. So yeah, I would recommend these. They are quite a young, like targeted towards quite a young reader, and you can tell that by the style of writing, but the story basis is worth reading. Now we have more YA and children's series. Of course we have Harry Potter. I am missing the Philosopher's Stone for the simple fact that I read it so many times it literally fell to pieces. But yeah, so we have Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner Azkaban, Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and The Deathly Hallows, which I haven't actually read this one, but I know how it ends anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We have my Claudia Gray Evernight series. We have Evernight, Stargazer, Hourglass, and Afterlife. This is a very underrated and practically never mentioned vampire series. I would highly recommend anyone checking it out from the library, or just going to pick it up, or seeing if it's available on Kindle or anything. It's a very new kind of take on vampires versus ghosts. But yeah. And then we have Lauren Oliver, the Delirium series. We have Delirium and Pandemonium, and I believe the third one just came out. And then we have the Chemical Garden series by Lauren DeStefano. I do have Wither in the same binding, and I can't find it at the moment, and I hope I do, because I like how pretty they all look together in this giant library binding size. Then we have this series I don't know the name of. We have Sabriel, Lyriel, and I believe the next one's called Aberhosen. I can't remember what it's called. It's by Garth Nix. I've had it for a very, very, very long time. And then we have Meg Cabot, The Mediator, books 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have the Divergent series. We have Divergent, Insurgent, and Allegiant just came out. I haven't actually read Insurgent yet. I just couldn't really get into it. I don't know why. And I'm really a bit pissed that Divergent gets this awesome cover and Insurgent looks a bit crap. So I'm looking forward to the film coming out. Next we have I think it's called the Modern Fairy series by Holly Black. I got this from TK Maxx for £2. I haven't opened it yet, but I've heard really good things about it. The Complete Fairy Tales of the Brothers Grimm, because everybody needs to have a copy of this. Paranormalcy by Kirsten White. I really like this book and I can't wait to read the rest of the series. We have Kissed by an Angel by Elizabeth Chandler even. One of my brother's ex-girlfriends left this behind, so I just kind of claimed it. Next we have the Wizard of Oz series by Frank L. Baum. I know a lot of people don't think there's more than one, but there are 15 altogether. But number 15 is actually written by Ruth Plumley Thompson. I just need to get the first book in this series and it'll be a complete set, and they just look really pretty. Very nice. I got them from the Works. You get them 3 for a £5. It's a really good deal, and I've always wanted to read the rest of the Wizard of Oz series. Next we have the Chronicles of Narnia box set. I got this from my Uncle John one Christmas years and years and years ago. I can't even remember how old I was. I must have been like 10 or younger, but I absolutely love this set, and it comes in a cool little cardboard box and everything, and I just love it. Then we have Slated by Terry. I think the second book in this series is out now. Then we have the Melissa Marr Wicked Lovely series. I just have Wicked Lovely and a book of short stories from the series. We have The Iron Witch by Karen Mahoney. I've been hunting desperately for the second book in this series, and I can't find it anywhere, so I may have to resort to Amazon. Next we have Dark Heart Forever by Lee Monroe. I believe this is about werewolves. I haven't actually read it yet, so I'm not entirely sure. Then we have Evermore by Alison Noel. I bought into the hype of this series. It's the Immortals series, and I couldn't get past the first or second chapter. It just didn't wow me very much. I might give it another go sometime. Next we have The Maze Runner by James Dashner. Again, it just didn't wow me, so I haven't actually read the whole book yet. We have White Cat by Holly Black. This is the Curse Workers series. I haven't actually gone around to reading this one because it was quite far in there in the book stack. Next we have The Drake Chronicles by Alexandria Harvey. We have My Love Lies Bleeding, Blood Feud, and Out for Blood, and I believe these are a vampire trilogy. I got these from Anna one Christmas. We each picked a set of 3 books that we wanted and bought them for each other, because we were on a book buying ban at the time, so if we gave them to each other as gifts, then... Oh, I am covering the microphone, I'm so sorry. Next we have the Drake Chronicles. These are the first 3 books. They're by Alexandria Harvey, and I got these from Anna one Christmas when we were on a book buying ban, because we decided that if we bought each other books, then it's not the same as buying books for ourselves. So she bought these ones for me, and I bought her some Morganville vampire books. So we have My Love Lies Bleeding, Blood Feud, and Out for Blood. I haven't actually read them yet, which is really, really bad because she bought me them like 4 years ago. I really need to get around to reading those. Next we have Sweet Venom by Tara Lynn Childs. And this one I believe is about the Weird Sisters, or like the 3 sisters from like the Siren Sisters, I believe they're called. I'm not entirely sure. Just ignore my ramble there. Next we have Born Wicked by Jessica Spotswood. I heard about this from Misty at Misty the Book Rat, and I love her recommendations. Next we have It Girl by Cecily von Zygasar. I can never read her name properly. Anyways, she's the woman that created the Gossip Girl series, and this is the It Girl series. Next we have Matched by Ali Condi, and this is similar to Delirium, where people get matched up to their perfect person, and you know, things go awry and stuff like that. Next we have Blood Red Road by Moira Young. I've tried to read this before, but the dialect really got to me and was really distracting. Bright Young Things is by Anna Goberson, and she's the same person who wrote the Lux series, and this is a sort of similar series but set in the 20s. Next we have The Lion Game by Sarah Shepard. The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in a Ship of Her Own Making by Catherine M. Valente. Or the Catherine, I think Ryan, might be Rin, I'm not entirely sure. But again, this is one of Misty's recommendations. Again, I haven't quite gone round to it, but I'm sure it's going to be awesome. The Unbecoming of Mary Dyer or yeah, My Diary by Michelle Hodkin. Hype. It was a pure hype purchase. Again, with the selection, a pure hype purchase by Kira Cass. I believe the second one in this series is out now. But yeah. Next we have Shiver. Next we have Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater. Gone by Michael Grant. I did not find anything appealing in this book. None of it made sense to me. It was so out there a premise. All adults just disappear. It's just a bit... Maybe I'm too adult for this book. I'm not sure. Then we have The Vampire's Assistant by Darren Shan. This is 2 books in one, I believe. Vampire's Assistant and Tunnels of Blood. Anne and I went to see The Vampire's Assistant in the cinema, and it was actually really good and really well done. I'm not sure why they haven't continued making the films, because I think they'd be really well received, but you know, I'm not a filmmaker, so I can't judge. And next we have Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. The second book in the series has just come out. I believe it's called something about a shadow hole. I could be very, very wrong, but that's the feeling I have it's called. But yeah, I haven't read this yet either. It's just so pretty, and I don't want to get damaged in my bag, so it will be one of those at-home only reads. Of the YA and the children's fiction. These are standalone books or some bind-ups. We have the Enid Blyton Wishing Chair bind-up from when I was little, and The Folk of the Faraway Tree. They were possibly some of my favourite children's books ever. We also have a really battered copy of Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. This was actually my aunt's copy. Teresa Galloway, 1969, and it's well loved. I read this book several times. I'm gonna need to get some like glue or double-sided tape to repair the spine. Then we have 2 books by Catherine Robinson. We have Tingrin and Celia. I really like her work. The Princess Bride by William Goldman. We have the From Hell short stories. Love is Hell and Prom Nights from Hell. They're like short stories with various authors like Melissa Marr, Scott Westerfeld, Mike Cabot, Stephanie Meyer. They have a few like popular authors and then a few unknowns in there as well, just to kind of widen your horizons to new authors. And we have Enchanted by Heather Dixon. This was really good. I would really recommend it. I have The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Mine has lost its sleeve. This is a signed copy. Ta-da! I, however, was not wowed by this, unlike almost everybody else. Maybe I just didn't give it enough of a chance. Then we have Gloss by Marilyn Kay. We have Forbidden by Tabitha Suzuma. This is Anastasia by Lois Lowry, and this is from like the early 80s, but they had it in my teen section at my local library and I just adored it as a kid. When Hitler Stole Pink Rabbit by Judith Kerr. Again, this was like a school book and I always wanted to finish it, and I really want to read the rest of them because there's like, it's like a trilogy or a quartet. And then we have The Moth Diaries by Rachel Klein, and this is like in a diary format. We have Claire de Lune by Christine Johnson. The Diviners by Libba Bray. Please Mrs. Butler by Alan Halberg. And I'm sure you all know the poem that comes from this. Please Mrs. Butler, this boy Derek drew. Where is it? It was like everybody's favourite poem in school. Please Mrs. Butler, this boy Derek Drew keeps copying my work, miss. What shall I do? Oh, poor Derek Drew. And then we have Looking for Alaska by John Green. The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I didn't think this was a YA, but I've been told by many people that it is. Then we have Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver. The Host by Stephanie Meyer. Winter Girls by Laurie Holst Anderson. Publish or Die by Alan Durant. This is a hand-me-down from my brother. It's actually really good. Some Girls Are by Courtney Summers. Stories from Uncle Remus by Claremont. Or is it actually by Uncle Remus? Oh no. By Joe Chandler Harris. And then we have Faithful by Claudia Gray. It's about the Titanic. We have Jane by April Linder, and it's like a retelling of Jane Eyre. And lastly we have Elsewhere by Gabrielle Zevran, and I have absolutely no idea what this is about. It was a random, I think this is a random secondhand find. So yeah, that is all my YA fiction, and the rest of it's all stacked away. I'm really making a mess in my living room now. On to the next lot.